How's it going, guys? This is DusxSnow, and in this particular episode, it's just going to be me basically kind of ranting again. And of course, like last rant that I had was about Destiny 1. Well, this particular one is about Destiny 2. And the reason why is because it always seems that people want to exploit different little odds and ends of like they want to exploit different little odds and ends of the game, and it's absolutely pathetic that people have to take the time out to find these cheats basically of the game, and then whenever people do find it, they're just like, oh hey, there's ways that people found out how to cheat, let's not do anything at all about it. Let's see. I'll just do that. I won't use it. And so there's people that will take advantage of certain situations that game developers have. Like, for example, in Destiny 2, there's a game mode going on, and yes, this is a little bit late to the whole situation because people has already known about it and all this other stuff, and like it's nothing new. Like it's just like, I don't know, and I'm saying like a lot. And it's because I am so irritated right now, because I just went like 6 games on Destiny 2 on the Xbox One, and everything was totally fine. But I go and play on one of the last ones that I didn't really want to play, because I mean, I was already getting irritated as is, and there was this person who decided, oh hey, you know what's going to be a good idea? Let me cheat to try to play this game. And it's noticeable. Like, if in Mayhem, what the game mode is basically where you have your supers, which is, for those of you that don't play Destiny or anything, it's basically like game-changing stuff. Like, it's something that could win the tide of a small little battle, or something that could change the battle to be in your favor. And so whenever in Mayhem, basically what it is instead of you having like a 3-minute cooldown, you have like maybe a minute instead of the 3-minute, 4-minute cooldown, whatever, however long it is. And people are just ridiculous with how they find out these different little odds and ends. And then it's like not really a big deal until some big YouTuber's like, oh hey, there's this cheat that Destiny has, and it's a good thing because it gets publicity towards the cheat, but at the same time, now everybody knows about it until the game developers gets around to making it. And I'm not gonna lie, Destiny 1 was a fairly hyped up game, and then left with a lot of disappointment because of the fact that they didn't have all their stuff ready, and they had to basically rewrite the story for Destiny 1 because of whatever type of drama that they had going on, mainly something to do towards Activision, because Activision just wants money, just like how EA is. And I know that that's a bad thing for me to say, especially if I ever do get a lot higher up in popularity on YouTube, and then I'm gonna have 2 bad like things against me. But at the same time, at the moment, I kind of don't care, because just the simple fact of there's people that exploit, and it's really sad that you have to take the fun out of a game that, regardless if the game mode already has where you have your super a lot, it doesn't mean that you have your super all the time. Like, this dude was Nova bombing almost as often as being able to fly on this game. And like, if you knew how to do it right, you could literally fly the whole entire time. Obviously, I can't. But it's an exploit where you do your super and you do something with your melee or something along the lines of that, and it like resets your super. And whenever you can super 30 times in one game versus everybody else who might super 10 times at the most, and it starts getting ridiculous. And so, like, I have the whole game recorded. Like, I have most of that game recorded on the Xbox, just for the simple fact that I can have proof. And every time I go against somebody that's like that, I always make sure that at some point in time, I have the evidence on my system, for the simple fact of, oh hey, if they ever say, if you have any proof of such and such, blah blah blah, send it, I'll have it. Because I don't have a problem with getting the gaming community sterilized of people that have to do such tactics to win games. Because for me, I've played video games since I was about 4 years old. And whenever you have to cheat to play a game that should be 100% fair for everybody, then it's pathetic. And for people that decide that, hey, it's a good idea to cheat, if you're going to cheat on a multiplayer game or exploit where it looks like you're cheating, then just learn how to go and play a single player game. Go play a game that you can put mods on and be able to shoot infinitely against AI or something like that, because whenever you go to a MMO, because technically to me Destiny's an MMO, it's a very massive game. You just can't play with a whole bunch of people. You only can play with 8 all at once, unless you go to the Solstice space, and then I think it's like 16. But still, like, I don't know, it very much irritates me. And when I first plugged in my PlayStation, and not my PlayStation, when I first plugged in my headset and I was thinking about what I was going to say, I honestly was going to say a whole bunch of very bad things, but I don't need people thinking that's how I am, because it's not at all in my nature. And only time I ever say anything is whenever like something like that occurs, where somebody has to cheat to play on a normally fair game. And so, other than that situation, everything's been going. Can't talk because I'm so freaking mad. Aside from that though, everything's been going pretty well. We're looking into places to move to coming up in July, and I think we found a really good one. A lot of land, and hopefully we can talk to some people to get maybe a little small building. And it's not like super expensive or anything like that, so I'm excited about it. I just have to wait and see what all happens. And the reason why I decided to play Rocket League is just because it's something that I can just kind of drive around and do nothing really while I'm talking. Because for me, it's kind of hard to just talk with nothing going on. Like, it'd probably be easier for me to talk without having like 100,000 times in my video. But again, that's just because of like how irritated I am at the fact of the person having to cheat. and I don't want to call it his gamer tag or anything like that. I don't want to make any publicity against them or anything like that, because that's absolutely not what I'm trying to do. It's just the simple fact that of this dude's cheating. They need to do something about it. Like it don't have to be like a ban or anything like that, but they definitely need to take the time out to fix their issue, especially if they're wanting more and more people to start playing their game, even though they keep doing stupid behind mistakes, like locking the content behind DLC and then coming back and refixing it, even though they still have a lot of things on that particular game locked behind content. Like, you can't do heroic strikes without DLC. And I know that it's not necessarily Bungie's fault, because I still have a lot of faith in Bungie, and I almost have no faith in Activision, because, I mean, to all of their previous stuff, it's always been about the money. Like, about Black Ops 3, one of my top Call of Duty games, mainly because of the zombies, but they threw in more and more and more stuff that wasn't necessary. And I believe that that was Activision. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm more than certain that Activision has all of the Call of Duties in their pocket. But for me, it's just, it gets on my nerves after a long period of time, after you're just like, there I go again, saying it again. But whenever somebody has to go out of their way to cheat out of games, it irritates me. And that's essentially the same thing, like, on Ark. There was people that was cheating on Ark, duplicating and stuff, and they finally get around to fixing it. But it was basically too late, because me spending as long as I did on Ark on official servers, and now all of a sudden my progress is just gone. It's a little bit irritating, but I mean, Ark is still one of my favorite games, regardless of what's all happened. I mean, I've spent probably $130, $140 in the game just alone, because I believe I bought Scorched Earth. No, I don't have Scorched Earth on my PlayStation, but I have Scorched Earth before it was like a little combo deal. Aberration, which I just recently got for like a Christmas/birthday present, which I am grateful to the people that sent that my way. And then I bought 2 copies of the game. Like, I have a copy for PS4 and I have a copy for the Xbox. I'm glad that I didn't type in anything and my phone decided it was going to... Let's see. Yeah, shut up, phone. I know that you're dying. Yeah, Activision. Like, I on Black Ops 3, I've spent a ridiculous amount of money in. Just for the season, the content. Like, I bought the season pass, but it's basically the same scenario that they're doing with Destiny, or Destiny 2 rather, because Destiny 1's pretty much done. But no, like, for another thing that irritated me is the fact that they took out my favorite class on Destiny, from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. My favorite class in Destiny 1 was the Blade Dancer, just because I loved the fact that you could go invisible and, like, you could harass people on player versus player, or you could be, like, skip most of the mission, or be there always whenever somebody needed some heals, and you could be invisible, just be like, okay, hey, here you go. The reason why I didn't upload anything really until now, today, well, not now today, but now as in I don't think I uploaded. No, I did a vlog Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, because Wednesday was when it snowed. Yeah. But the reason why I didn't, like... I'm sorry, I've said like so many times. Just ignore that particular word out of my vocabulary right now. Like, I have Sonic and stuff recorded. I have a lot of videos of Sonic recorded, actually. Because I couldn't put the game down whenever I was playing it. It was just that entertaining to me. And I know that it's probably not going to be the same way for y'all, because, I mean, y'all probably played the game, or just Sonic is something that you might not be interested in, really. But to me, like, once I started playing that particular game, I was just stuck. I probably stayed up until probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, which I normally do, but watching YouTube and stuff, because I can't just go to sleep. I can't just lay down, roll over, and fall asleep. I have to have some sort of sound, and I have to be relatively comfortable, even though that's kind of hard for me to do. I have another video that's going to be coming out around the same time as this one. Just giving a little update on my personal life and stuff, so y'all are a little bit more updated. But that was pretty much the end of the rant, and I'm sorry that y'all had to hear me say like 500 million times, or even hear me complain about a relatively good game or anything like that. It's just, it irritates me so much whenever somebody has to go out of the way to basically ruin the fun of somebody else, to have quote-unquote enjoyment for themselves. I mean, yeah, I can kind of understand, like, if you get Nova bombed 100,000 times, and you're like, okay, this is a stupid tactic, but let me do it to be the same way to other people. That's not going to help. That's not going to help at all. But anyway, guys, I will see y'all guys in the next one. Later.